President's Day. What used to be George Washington and Lincoln, two separate holidays until they made Martin Luther King, and then they made this one President's Day. That's how that worked out. But that's how it's President's Day. It used to be two separate holidays. Then they made Martin Luther King a holiday and they combined the two of them for President's Day. So it's a holiday here in the US. Okay, let's get this all started. Not much going on, not till tomorrow. Even though there's some laughable things going on. Really. Laughable. It's just like laughable. Oh, let me mute that. But there is something interesting going on right now. And it's happening in the UK. What could that be? 18 F-35s are moving from the UK to the Middle East. And there are two fuelers. These are the reports. So the other one disappeared. There was two. There was one here. And it's right here. They're moving F-35s to the Middle East. 18 of them. That's the reports. 18 of them. And it's all coming out of RAF Mendenhall. So any people in the UK that are watching, maybe you can let us know if there's activity going on in the sky. Good morning, beautiful people. Like Witch Moon and Ada and Angel. Pennsylvania, you ain't too far. We have to be careful on specific locations these days when streaming about this stuff. And yeah, it's a little early, right? I went to bed early last night. I was tired. And Becky, Petros, check southwest and south degrees tankers now. But like I said, this is actually happening right now. They are moving 18 F-35s to the Middle East. Wow. Well, there's some down there. There's the other tanker now. Oh, yeah. There's one. There's two. I don't know what this one is. Okay, so those are the two tankers, though, that are fueling the F-35s. That's interesting, right? Hold on, there's more. We all know that Rubio said it's going to be hard to make a deal with Iran. Already low expectations going in. And Iran is carrying out, they carried out military exercises in the Strait of Hormuz. You know, with their fast boats. And here comes some other stuff coming out. Iran's foreign ministry says the U.S. has moved toward recognizing Iran's rights to enrich uranium. I haven't heard that from our side. That's wishful thinking on their side. I don't think so. And they also refuse to talk about the ballistic missile program, which the talk coming from Israel is that the president gave Netanyahu the green light. If you want to go after them, go. Do it. After the ballistic missile program. So there's a lot of stuff still out there going on. And CBS News, I'm reading it now. Trump has promised Netanyahu he would support Israeli strikes on Iran's ballistic missile program. So there's a lot out there right now. And I'm going to check what you said, Petros, about Greece in a second. I just want to check other stuff. Because on Telegram, there was some laughable stuff. Laughable. Oh, here it is. This was early this morning they posted this. Like 2 hours ago. Iran's foreign minister and deputy foreign minister held talks with the IAEA chief in Geneva today. Grossi described the talks as in-depth technical discussions. Been there, done that. Now they want to get serious about the IAEA after they've been blocking and denying access and shutting off security cams and observation equipment. Oh, now they want to get serious. No, too late. Too late. Grossi, stop kissing ass and being a wimp. That's what I would say. Show some spine. Now they want to talk? Obviously. Give me a break. Give me a break. Good morning, Tammy and John. Nina. I mean, really. Give me a break. Oh, that's right. Petros. I forgot about that. Petros serves. I'm glad that you're home, Petros, for a little bit. He wants me to look at Greece. Greece is the word. No, that's not a funny pun thing joke. Just thinking of a song. Let me not go there this early in the morning. Oh, I see the tanker, yeah. RAF has something going on. Actually, the transponders have been quiet lately. I mean, like, really. Cobra. I wonder if that's my buddy. I doubt it. Oh, my gosh. I wouldn't be surprised, though. And yes, there are times, I'm not going to say he travels. For training ops. That's all I'm going to say. It's the typical. I'm not surprised by anything I'm seeing right now, really. Oh, what do we have? A little drone. What the hell is... Oh, look at the Russian. Where were you? Interesting. Where were you? Really? Oh, okay. It's saying where it's going. I actually had a very strange dream last night. It had to do with nuclear, but it wasn't in Iran or Israel. It was in Ukraine. I'm thinking too much about the nuclear stuff. I had a dream that Russia hit Ukraine with a tactical nuke. I was like, oh shit. I woke up this morning like, was that in the news? It's in the brain. That's what the problem is. What was that? There's a lot of Russian, but no big deal. All right, so yeah, let's see what's going on over here. Pretty quiet, actually. I don't want to even say what's near me. Anyway, another little interesting graphic.
Good morning. Here's your sports radio.
Alexa, stop. Too early for you. This is the assets. And we can pretty much blow it up a little bit heading to the straight. So there's the Ford heading into the straight. I've seen these out there. That's a sub. We know these are there. There's a lot of assets in the area. Oh my gosh, or on the area. Look at that. Just take a look. Look what's heading or there or will be there within the end of the week. I mean, just look at all the assets. My gosh. Unbelievable. And yeah, there'll be quite a few subs out there too. I'm just going to show you. Look at that. The strike groups associated with both. 9 squadrons each. I mean, that is impressive. The largest supercarrier in the world. The Ford. And the most modern. Advanced. I mean, just look at that. Just like get a grasp of what the heck is going on. That is unbelievable, really. That's not even talking about land. There's RAF, Jordan, loaded. I mean, just look, Saudi Arabia. Look at all these assets. That's unbelievable when you look at it. And that's what we know. And that's, like, I'm sure there's probably other stuff out there that we don't even know. That's a lot. It does look like a battleship board game, Skywalker. That's a lot of assets. So, yeah. Now, in about an hour, not an hour, what am I saying? In about a day, we'll find out, almost 24 hours from now, we'll find out how things worked out in Geneva in time for the weekend. So a lot is depending on tomorrow's meeting, really. Let's see what you guys are saying. I'm glad that you get to talk to your husband often, Tammy. It does, Skywalker. It looks crazy. Especially this early in the morning. Yeah, Becky, it's about to get real. I'll skip the word you used, though. It's War Games Gun Ho. I was thinking of I don't really want to say what I was thinking of, writing a song based on that. Because I don't want him to seem like I'm like a Lindsey Graham clone. Like a Warhawk. Lindsey is Lindsey. I'm not trying to emulate Lindsey Graham by any means, any stretch. That is a can of whip ass. That is, John. That is. And that's, I'm sure there's things that we don't know, that we shouldn't know. Like, that doesn't even include the B2s. Did you know? Now, I'm not saying it's going to be used yet. Do you know that there are 2 now B-21s being tested in the air? I was doing research on that. There are 2 on the ground that they don't fly. They're just doing tests on the ground. But they now have 2 operational 21s being tested. Just saying. And they are fitted, ready for combat. They are, I'm just saying. I'm not saying they're going to use them. But there are 2 now in California being tested. Not just 1 prototype, there's 2. Yes. I did some research. I was surprised myself. Let me see if I could. Let me see if I could find it online. I saw it somewhere else. Yeah, there it is. There's a. If it opens, it's trying to open. It says it here. It's public domain. I thought I was leaking something. Oops. No. It's in domain. Announces the arrival of second B-21 test at Edwards. Look, this is pretty old actually. September 11th. The arrival of the second B-21 Raider flight test aircraft. There's two on the ground. It accelerates the program's path to fielding. Oh my gosh, there's two of them now. And remember, they've been testing for months. I'm just saying, there are two more on the ground. And I did some, I was asking some questions. They are ready. They are combat ready, but they're still testing them. And ground testing campaigns. Because I heard there was two more on the ground. So there are actually two now. And you won't believe, like, what I heard. They do all through AI digital. It's amazing how they designed this without even cutting a piece of metal for the plane. Not even attaching a rivet. Everything's done digitally. And with AI, they can design it and put it together with high rate probability of success, which is speeding up the process of getting them rolled out. You follow? So that cuts a lot of time out. It's like they're able to do this through AI and doing all the designs without even manufacturing it yet. And then when it comes together, they can roll it out quicker. I was like, what? Aren't they beautiful planes? Don't start, Skywalker. I'm going to change all my space-related stuff to bombers and planes. We're going to have to swap this out. We're going to have to swap all this out and start building. I have a carrier over there. The Enterprise is over there. But that's the Enterprise. We might have to take all this out and start building planes and ships and all the good stuff. No, I can't do that. That's too much work up there. But don't give me any ideas, dude. No ideas. Break out the 47, right? Who said that? Michael. Let's not forget about the 47. I can't. I know. Oh God, Petros. Stay in Greece. You're safer in Greece. Though you got Turkey as your neighbor, so I don't know how safe you feel with Turkey next door. Which moon? Don't start with the ET stuff. Now that somebody mentioned that, what is the progress of the F-47? Oh, would the president love to roll a few of those out, wouldn't he? Surprise, surprise. Ooh. Oh, I forgot. I didn't even think about the 47. This is gonna... You know what's weird, though? Good afternoon. Save the British soul. It's like, remember how big the stealth fighter, the 117 was? And then it just like disappeared. Remember how that was an important plane? In Turkey, I don't have any problems. Well, that's good. I think most of us would have problems if we were in Iran right now. Not a place I want to be. Oh, Skywalker. Anyway, let's go. What's the date on this? Oh, that's old. We need something more recent on the 47s. No bueno. I don't think past week is going to do. 4 days ago. God, this is gonna be. I hope they have some of these in Air Combat 8 in the game. Oh my gosh, this is wicked. Wicked. This is more recent. Look. Michael, did you write this article? No, it's not the last name. I'm in a mood this morning, can you tell? Michael brings it up, and the article is by Michael Trent. Yeah, it's an artist rendering, I know. The budget crisis, he's going to add 500 billion. All right, that's talking about that. Oh my God. It almost looks alien tech. It really does. That's it. A single artist rendering of it. It's, of course, no photographs of the actual aircraft have been made public. Range and speed. 1,000 nautical miles. Top speed above Mach 2. It's nearly, the combat radius is nearly double the 22s. Wow. Of course, stealth propulsion. Of course, it's going to have AI. Look at that. The F-47 is expected to carry a significantly more capable suite than any existing fighter. It will fuse electro-optical, infrared, synthetic aperture radar, and signals intelligence data into a single tactical plane. Wow. Everything. It's going to have everything. AI is central to the design. Wow. Recommending tactical decisions faster than a human pilot could manage alone. Holy. Wow. That is impressive. I wonder, though, how far, because this was March when it was announced, I think. I think it was announced in March. So it's almost been a May. But that was when they confirmed that. I believe it was March. Oh, yeah, right there. March 2025 announcement. So it's almost been a year. So that's interesting. Something to keep an eye on. Let's see. I know. Look at the firepower. It's true. Wow. I bet you they wish they had a few of those right now. But that is impressive. But still, it's also impressive about the two B-21s. Another one. Article on the B-21. Why is the B-21 Raider bomber so badass? Oh my gosh. Oh. As the first new bomber in over 30 years. Boy, oh boy. Wouldn't we like to have that right now? Which we do, but they're not ready. I don't think they'll be ready to 2027. At the least. Where they're rolling them out. I don't think so. But in a push come to shove situation, and they've been testing for months already. Two of them in the air. Two for months already. Since what? The second one arrived September 11th? October, November, December, January, February. 5 months. 5 months already testing it. You know, in an operation, you never know what new toys will show up. You know what I mean? Yeah, right? Nothing's going to happen till, at the earliest, the weekend, unless Iran decides to do something really stupid. Really. I don't foresee anything. But still, the overwhelming force, like my friend Skywalker said, it looks like a game with all the pieces. But it's not a game, but that's a lot. That's a lot of assets. And you know, some people were saying, well, how do they supply? They'll be running out, they'll be running dry in 3 days. With those supply ships? Because that's how they do it. Even my friend said, they don't bring in the bombs to resupply by plane. It's by ship. It's those supply ships. Food, everything. It's all in the supply ships. And for those in the chat that are retired veterans that were in the Navy, you can give a little bit more, but he's part of that too. He was in the Navy. I don't want to say, but my brother was a crew chief on the planes at Edwards. He would have loved to be a crew chief on one of these bad boys. Oh yeah. And I can't call anybody because it's so early yet. They won't dry up. No, I'm just saying there's some people that say that. There's no way. Absolutely not. Tanker's moving in its typical position. I would not be surprised, just saying, I would not be surprised if we start hitting more targets in Iraq, Hezbollah. I would not be surprised if we hit somewhere in here to weaken the proxy support. I would not be surprised. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see some activity down here either, in Yemen, to weaken them, the Houthis. I would not be surprised. I don't know if we'd hear about it necessarily, but I would not be surprised if we hear that we're doing some stuff. Who's that? Okay. Would not be surprised at all. They brought a lot of the Pegasus back to the United States. They're getting ready to refuel something coming over. Oh, it came from Mendenhall. The tankers are coming in again. Look at the tankers lining up. Look at the tankers lining up. There's 1, 2, there's a NATO, 3, 4, 5 tankers, 6 tankers, just right here, 6, and 7, 7. I want to see what this is. It's an AWAC. There is a lot going on. And like I read earlier, they're sending 18 35s. 18 35s are headed to the Middle East. 18 more. That is cray-cray. They're saying that 1/3 of our military is in the area now. Oh, Tusi's going live? Oh, he's live now? Already? Oh, he's talking about Starmer? Okay. Exactly. Look at all those tankers. They also released another one of their videos. You know, the other side does it all the time. All the BS that they put out there. Oh, another weird thing that happened overnight. I don't know. Israeli friends might be interested in this. This is sad, actually. Hold on. Yeah, look at the assholes. They did a. I'm gonna save the video. I'll show you guys. Let's play it right now. They had an exercise, Iran, in the Strait today. This is from the other side. If they think they're going to be in those planes during operation, they'll be taken out immediately. Those helicopters won't last in the air 5 minutes. Oh, it's Potato Head. That's Potato Head. That's what Tusi calls him, Mr. Potato Head. That's supposed to be blurring out people. They're doing a really bad job. So this is obviously, I got this from the other side. That is the worst video I've ever seen. It's so bad. Mr. Potato Head, you could do better than that. The drill was called Smart Control of the Strait of Hormuz. How clever that name was. According to Iranian state TV. Oh my gosh. That's just laughable. But let me see if I find this news. It's sad, actually. I have to see if I find it. Yeah, the other side puts out a lot of stuff, you know? Hold on. And they call him Clown, not Crown Prince, Clown Prince Pahlavi. It's a joke. But there was some other news. I'm trying to find it by one of their outlets. And it's suspicious. Maybe I should go to him. He puts out a lot of interesting news. I'm looking for it. Oh yeah. Dana Eden, the producer of the Emmy Award-winning series Tehran, was found lifeless in her hotel room in Athens while filming the next season. Local authorities are investigating the circumstances of her death, which remain unclear. There are already suspicions that it may have been an act of terror involving a foreign government. Needless to say which one. So she was filming the next season of the series Tehran, and they found her lifeless in Athens. That's sad news. And I'm sure we're going to hear a lot more about that. That is the news I wanted to bring out there. That's so sad. They did it. And this is another one on that article. I'm just reading it. She was the co-creator and producer of the International Emmy Award winning series Tehran, was found dead Sunday in a hotel room in Athens while overseeing filming of the show's fourth season. Greek police have ordered an autopsy and are reviewing security footage as part of the investigation. The production company confirmed there is no evidence of foul play and rejected online rumors linked her death to Iranian agents. And this is coming from Israel News. The Israeli Public Broadcasting Corporation honored her as a central figure in Israel's television industry, whose legacy will continue to shape Israeli storytelling for years to come. So they're discounting the rumors that it was foul play. So one is saying they're looking into it. It looks suspicious. They didn't say there was foul play. They said it looks kind of suspicious. And they're saying no. Despite what you see online, there's no evidence indicating, well, we got to see how this plays out. They may not look like anything now, but once an autopsy is done and you see the results, there was other reports that she had bruises, everything else. So we have to see how that plays out. Right away, can't jump until you get the facts. So there's mixed information regarding the loss of her life. What we need is eventually, and I have spoke about this in the past, when things get to a certain point, we have to be able to trust what's on the ground in Iran. And maybe we all come together, including myself, and put some kind of a fundraiser for the people of Iran, but we have to make sure it gets every cent to the source. I have connections I can call to see if what's going on the ground. But for now, no donations, no super chats, none of that. No. But at some point, I know I'm going to help. And hopefully others will help too, because they're going to need a lot of help. And it comes from your heart. That's bottom line. You know, you don't have to. No one's obligated to do anything. But I think at some point, even if it's $5, American, whatever, if you can contribute to help. Right now, it's way too early to even have that discussion, but just to put it out there, at some point, it would be a nice thing to do to help in the humanitarian aspect of it, because they're going to need a lot of help rebuilding. So that's just my own personal opinion on it. Other than that, there really isn't much other than the typical rhetoric you hear out there. I'm going to go to Iran International on X because they post a lot. Wow, X is not working right now. What's up with that? X isn't working right now. Let me not start a rumor here. Oh, what is this? Iran is showcasing their missiles again? It's working now. Oh. Nothing to see here. Try reloading. We may have to go to Iran International online. Look, I'm not kidding. X is somebody use X. Somebody use X. I've done it way more than that, but the minimum is 8. Yeah, you know what I mean, guys. I'm not... At some point, whoever wants to help will do it. Look. Oh, that one loaded. But no items. Look, look. There's some problems going on. Let me show you. Yeah, we know what he said with about Iran. 2 hours ago. Look, nothing to see here yet. There's some problems going on with X. It's having problems loading up the pages. On my end, at least. It won't even load this. Look, nothing to see here yet. No items. Look at that. It's acting up. Let me try searching Iran. International. There it is. Let's see. Holy shit. Something's going on. It's not working. Let me put my mic closer to me so you guys can hear me. I'm having problems with X. Maybe it's only me. Let me try Iran International website. Okay. We're in English. The website for Iran International works fine. X is down for you too? For some of you as well? Really? So it's not just me. I feel better in a way. Yeah, see? Producer of Israeli thriller Tehran found dead in Athens mid-shoot. That's horrible. Yeah, we know a lot of this stuff. This is old news. Wow, so they went. See, a lot of this is older news. Yeah, it's regurgitating. But they do put out a lot of information. Iran International. Yeah, but X is down. It's not working in the UK either. So I'll show you that, since that's basically all that we can show right now. Was the producer of that series was found dead in her hotel room mid-shoot. Hold on, there's more stuff coming out here. Hold on, this is live stuff. What the hell? Don't tell me they're going after the sites. I know what Rubio said already. Oh, shit. I wonder if they're doing some stuff right now. I can't even hit the articles. What's going on? I'm starting to get a little... I don't see the story about it was there. I would have thought it would have been here. I don't know what the hell's going on. These are special stories. It was just on the main post. I'm just going to try to click any article. Look at that. What is going on? There's some weird shit going on. X is gone in Sweden. All right, John says it's working in Australia. X is gone in Sweden, though. So a lot of us are having problems with X. Yeah. I'll try to find that story separately because something's... Because my browser's working fine. Yeah, see, it's working fine on other sites. They're targeting, looks like, certain sites. So, yeah, she was found unalived. Well, I'm not on TikTok. She was the same thing. They're using the same... It did not give a cause of death. She was in Greece for the filming of the hit series, 4th season. Tehran is the name of the series. Oh, God. Adding initial indications suggested. I'm not even going to say this out loud. I don't believe that at all. I do not believe that at all. At all. No way. We're going to have to wait to the results of the autopsy for that. That's what's bad about the press, the speculation. Why would you even put that there if you don't know? It even said cause of death has not been released. And you're speculating that she... Come on. This is why the press makes me nauseous. Nah, Bill, I think it's FOS. I don't know. I have no idea. My browser's working fine for other sites, just certain things. I do not have my VPN on right now, I don't think. I shouldn't even say that. Yeah, right? Assumption is a M. You're right. Yeah. Exactly. At the bottom of the article says cause of death unknown. That's what I mean. First you're speculating about the cause of death, and on the bottom you... Uh-oh. There's more stuff coming out. Oh my God, what is all this now? It's a little early for this. Yeah, I saw what Tusi was talking about. Starmer to implement Islamic law in UK. Okay, nothing there. Nothing new on those posts. No, nothing new. I'm still surprised. Let me check X once again. I'm going to check the president's Truth Social in a second too. X isn't even loading now. It's not even loading. It's not even loading now. It's completely down. Completely. It's not even loading. Truth Social's loading. He hasn't posted since yesterday. Wow, X is down. I tried to refresh it. It's not happening. One minute ago, I don't know, OAN.
Means everything to us.
Okay. I don't know if I can log in. I don't know if my carrier. No. I'll just put the True Social. The Department of War confirms a tanker defying President Donald Trump's quarantine was intercepted in the Indian Ocean. there is no hiding in international waters. That's what the State Department released out just a little while ago. Like literally 2 minutes ago. They shared an OAN post video. Excuse me. But nothing else is really going on. I'm looking at his True Social post. Oh boy. This is today. U.S. military preparing for weeks-long war operation. Reuters. Sometimes you have to fear the only thing that really will get the situation taken care of. It's under consideration, extends beyond nuclear infrastructure. I think we can pretty much figure that out. Iranian state and security facilities could be targeted in a sustained campaign. It would extended operations would expose U.S. forces to greater risk. So he was on this morning. Rubio was on this morning on Fox and Friends. This is going to get really interesting really fast. It's definitely going to. I'm checking Truth Social. Oh, I don't know about 19 minutes ago. Trump says U.S. pilots were hit pretty bad in the legs during Maduro capture mission. What's up with that? I didn't hear about that. This is coming from Fox News. Oh, U.S. helicopter pilots. He disclosed that 3 pilots were wounded while landing under machine gun fire. They were hit pretty bad in the legs. He said the pilots were landing a big chopper and then being shot at some close range by machine gun, adding that the snipers were stationed and neutralized the threat quickly. Nearly 200 troops participated in the mission, and 7 were injured. They had a secret weapon called the discombobulator. The Russian equipment didn't work. The Chinese equipment didn't work. Everybody's trying to figure out why it didn't work. Wait till Iran finds out about the little toys we have, right? You see, you know what I'm saying? It shut down the Chinese and Russian equipment. Well, you can expect to see similar in Iran. Look, they even talk about the discombobulator because they never got a shot off. The Russian equipment didn't work. The Chinese equipment didn't work. Everyone's trying to figure out why it didn't work. He calls it the discombobulator. What's going on? Check out the tanker. What? Look at the first tanker on flight radar. Which first tanker? There was 7 I seen earlier. 7. Where are we looking for the tanker? There's a bunch of them out there. There are a bunch of tankers out there. They're all over the Med. I mean, look at all of them right here. Look at them right here. 1, unless that's a super galaxy, but it looks like a tanker. 1, 2, 3. They're all here. There's more. There's one here, unless it disappeared. It was here. Not there no more. No, that's not going to be either. There was 7. There's 4. There's 5. There's 6. I don't see the 7th. It was here. So there's a lot of tankers going on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 tankers right there. So, who knows? And I don't think, I mean, I can't predict, but could you see him forcing them to negotiate tomorrow by doing something today? Like tonight? Could you see? Maybe, but I don't think they're going to do anything until the second carrier's nearby. But who knows where it is? Even though they said it was on the way, it could be a lot closer than we all realize. We don't know. But could you imagine something happening tonight and forcing their hand tomorrow in Geneva? I'm just saying. Check out the first one. I think it's just going to circle over the Med and head back, if I had to guess. Come on, stop that. I hate when it does that. Where did that come from? Way up. UK? Maybe even further. No, UK. Well, they're busy right now. They are busy. And there's another one and another one. So 5 on the screen. But remember, they were moving 18 F-35s to the region today. Might have happened already. So they probably have them in points to refuel them as needed to get here. And I don't know if they're going to go to Jordan or is it Saudi or Qatar. I don't know. We won't know that. At least not yet. Anything's possible. What is this drone doing? That's not the usual drone. Yeah. Who knows? But it's quite busy with the tankers out there. I want to see if there's anything going on in the States. That doesn't look to be too big. Yeah. Gotta watch the Midwest, Texas, and here. Not much activity going on. That's the Russian going down. Yeah, that's about it. But there's definitely activity going on in the Med. No doubt about it. They've got quite a few tankers out there. Look at them. They're lining up. Right in there. We'll keep an eye. Let's see what you guys are saying. It's leaving the Caribbean. Well, yeah, they usually go into the Caribbean, then head back, doing whatever they're doing. I would think we were told later than carrier actually left. Yes, I agree, Becky. Ford, yeah. Let's see. The Ford has been deployed for months, but it's going. If Greece is flying their F-16. U.S. Navy publishes basic and recent locations data because all carriers are tracked from ships and satellites. That's true. Yeah, there's, like I said, the assets are pretty much all over the place. What's the altitude? 13,000. It's climbing. Yeah, it's holding. I'm just checking. Because I have seen activity here too. Yeah, it's holding. Still interesting stuff on the screen. It's going to be dark soon in Iran. What time is it? It's 9. It's almost 6 p.m. in Iran. Yeah, it is. Again, there was reports that they were moving 18 F-35s and they were refueling over the UK. That was a report from earlier. That they're moving 18 F-35s to the Middle East. And the fuelers were in the air. That's why I was asking if anybody in the UK noticed any activity over their skies earlier. Exactly. It doesn't matter how, but they are exhausted though, Tammy. But he told them that they'll get back by early May. But yes. It's 4:20 a.m. 4:20 a.m. in Greece. How's that possible? Maybe in the afternoon. Oh, I was going to say 4:20 p.m. Yeah, that makes more sense. Alexa, what time is it in Tehran?
It's 5:51 p.m.
Yeah, it's almost 6. 5:51. That's what I thought. What's up, Sean? Haven't seen you. Hope everything's well. And, everybody speculates. I'm speculating. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I mean, that's all we're doing. We're just sitting by and watching how this develops. But tomorrow, actually, 6, 12, about 18 hours from now, we might start getting word of what's going on in Geneva with these so-called meetings for negotiating. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. I don't see how anything comes out of it. I don't. They're saying X is loading. Okay, we maybe have gotten X back. X is still not loading everything fully. Yeah, there's still problems on X. Something went wrong. Try reloading. So yeah, issues with X still going on. Somebody said in Australia it's working, but not here. They don't have one in the Pacific. Well, the Washington is stationed in Japan. And that is an issue to leave that empty void replacing the Lincoln, South China Sea, if that's what you're referring to, Kenny. That is a concern, to leave that void, if that's what you're referring to. That is a legitimate concern. Like, this is dated February 11th, hasn't been updated. Last updated February 11th. See, this is the Washington in Japan. Yeah. This I am not sure about this being accurate because I know some were undergoing maintenance. So I'm not so sure about that. And there's the Lincoln and other assets. This is definitely not updated because this is not here now. The Ford. The Ford is on the move. And here's the Bush, allegedly. So once they update this, and you know, when they're going to use, like he said, satellite imagery, intelligence, and Nimitz is getting decommissioned as of what was said. I don't know if it actually is, but we'll see. Yeah, again, I'm just stating where they're located as of last indication. But I'm sure they're going to start moving assets back into the Pacific when they can. We do have 11 carriers, but 4 of them, last I seen, were undergoing maintenance. And then the Nimitz is getting decommissioned, supposedly. So that leaves 6. That's spreading it really thin. What's going on? We got what? I noticed, yeah, I showed a video earlier of their drill in the Persian Gulf and Strait of Hormuz. I think also we're waiting for the other carrier group as well. I mean, you waited this long, you might as well wait till everything's in place. Unless something triggers it. Or a miscalculation. So you never know. It's, like I said, tomorrow is going to be key to see what happens out of Geneva. Are we going to delay more? We've agreed to have another meeting next week at such and such, or at a place yet to be disclosed, for further talks. What do you think the chances of that is? That they're going to say, oh, we'll meet again next week. We've agreed. we had positive meetings. We're gonna schedule another one. Oh my God, I hope that doesn't happen because I don't think it's gonna go anywhere anyway, regardless. But do you really think that could happen? I do. To push it more. Candace says low chances. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't. Iran are going to war with enough fire to take out a celestial body. Israelis are rather overwhelmed. They are 20 patrons and 2 Thads in the area too. That's what I said. The tankers are probably filling the 18 fighters scheduled. Yes, that's what I'm assuming as well. Vincenzo. I agree, Russell. Time for talks is done. But they're waiting. They're waiting. Once the other carrier gets there, I think the talks are going to stop real quick. There may be, if for some cray reason tomorrow we hear they set another schedule, they have another scheduled meeting for next week, that would probably be the final one. I'm thinking tomorrow makes no sense because they're talking on the other side, the Iranian side, that the United States is willing to negotiate now on their enriched uranium for civilian use, the science, medical, power. I have not heard anything coming from the United States other than zero enrichment. I have not heard them compromise on that at all. So they're putting a lot of stuff out there, even offering, we'll buy over 100 planes from you, passenger planes. We'll give you economic access to oil and all this worth $500 billion. I'm like, they're meeting with the IAEA, Grossi, and Grossi said they had technical conversations. Like, are we going down that route again to bring inspectors in and check when they were totally denied for decades to get access to locations undisclosed, shutting down security cameras, throwing inspectors out of the country? I mean, really? We're going down this path again? Nuclear talks and agreements on a country that you haven't been able to verify and trust for decades over their nuclear program? Come on, stop it. Stop. I read the report yesterday. And I've read it other times on here, but no. What, are we going to trust the IAEA to go back in and monitor? We're back at square one. That makes no sense. We're going to start, and even the president said, 47 years of talking, where has it led? Nowhere. Exactly. Been there, done that. Come on. And Israel has the green light. If they think there's an existential threat to them from their ballistic missiles, they're going in. And then we're going to follow. You know that. If Israel were to do a preemptive strike unilaterally, we're standing by, ready to assist. And I'll say it again. Would Iran get so desperate to use it or lose it? It's as simple as that. Either they use it or they're going to lose most of it. Yeah, they might still get a few off. But they're going to lose it. They're going to get decimated. So there's a lot of things here that, we cannot foresee what's going to happen here. A lot of things could happen. Even during that drill, something could have been a miscalculation and set things off. That is playing with fire when you're doing these drills. Any miscalculation could spark it. It's like a tinderbox waiting for a spark. Anything could happen. Do you know what was a disgusting report coming from the propaganda side, the Iranian side? I didn't want to read it. I didn't want to put it on the screen, but they were putting out stuff that Israel was going to actually attack U.S. forces and then blame it on Iran. That's the kind of shit they're putting out there. That Israel would actually harm, and worse, U.S. personnel and then blame it on Iran, that they were the ones that did it. There's so much rhetoric propaganda out there. I refuse. I mention it only because that's the crazy stuff out there. It is crazy. X is back. You sent photos, Sean? Let's see what Sean's got. It could be in spam. I got him. All right, I gotta move this. I have a meeting in a little while. All right, I need a second because I've got to move your stuff. It came in spam for me to access it. I have to filter because I have to be careful. On the source of who's sending me stuff. You know what I mean? And I appreciate all your emails coming in. And I'll put my email on the screen for a second. Why isn't it working? Right there. So there's the email. All right, let's see what you got. So Toronto. Were you? But Sean, you're not there though, right? Let me download these photos. Your part 1. Let me see if I got them. The Chief of General Staff of the IDF released a statement too. All right, let me move this over here. Let me just check. Somebody said X is back working. Yep. It might be. It looks like it is back. It is back. Whoever put that, thank you. Yeah, see, U.S. Air Force is launching up to 18 F-35s from RAF bases in England, likely toward the Middle East. KC-35s refueling aircraft and are now working out of RAF Mindenhall. So yes, it's back. X is back. At least for me. Okay, what do we got here? I don't think I downloaded all of them. Let's see what Sean is sharing. So these are photos from Toronto. Sean in chat has shared them via email. Okay, let me get more because I didn't get them all. Okay. For some reason, some of them won't be downloading for some crazy stuff. We'll check the others. Okay, let's see. I'm trying, Sean. I'm trying. I hope it doesn't zip it. I'm trying to do... Yeah, it did zip it. I don't want to zip it. So these are photos that Sean sent in. And thank you to Sean for doing that. And I'll load the last set in a second, but I want to get rid of some of these that are on the screen. Sean, thank you for doing that. All right, here's part 3 of his photo set. A lot of people, that's for sure. Yeah, that's when he was a pilot. Yeah. A lot of people don't realize he was a really exceptional pilot. I don't think the Ayatollah ever flew for his country, right? Oh, he's too busy hiding in a hole. Wow. Good photos. Good ones, Sean. Very good. All right, that's the same one. From a different, little bit different. Slightly. And peaceful. That's the key. Peaceful everywhere. I heard nothing about any kind of... Let's see if we can zoom in. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Oh, there's a resemblance there. There really is. There's a resemblance there. Thank you, Sean, for providing those. Appreciate it. So there you go. That's what Sean sent in chat. What's up, Chaos? Landing in Crete. Oh, they are? The tankers are landing in Crete? That means expecting something in the next hours, days. Again, Becky, I hope you feel better. I wasn't feeling good the other night, so I know how that goes. Yeah, exactly. And that's if it goes up the Suez. I mean, if it goes to the Strait of Gibraltar, I can't say Gibraltar. I mean, There are friends here that are keeping an eye, that live right there. They see everything going through that area. There are people in chat that are keeping a visual to see if they see anything moving through the strait. But it's going to still be a few days. I mean, let's not get cray-cray now. But if I had to guess, it's going right through the strait and in. Especially since it's coming from the Caribbean or Caribbean. So it has to cross over that wide Atlantic Ocean. So it's going to be a while. It's not going to be like, I'd say end of weekend. That's a long way for it to go from here all the way up and in here to get to say here. Somewhere near Cyprus, but I would think it'd be to the west. Like right in here somewhere. If I had to guess. It's not going to be like right there. I highly doubt it. It would be more like in this area somewhere, if I had to guess. But it's still got a lot of ocean to cover. So we'll see. 8 to 10 days. That's what Cluster's saying. So, like I said, tomorrow is a delay tactic. Those meetings in Geneva. I honestly don't see anything happen until the end of the month. 2 more weeks. Maybe before the State of the Union address next Tuesday, a week from tomorrow. Maybe. Wouldn't that be something? Who knows? We could all sit here and speculate all day long. And remember, they're going to have some assets to the north too. Armenia, Azerbaijan. I don't know how much is going to come out from the north, but there's going to be stuff located to the north too of Iran. What is this? Iran 7. Who is this? That might be... Wait a minute. Who is that? They just took off. Hold on. Where's that going? Iran 7. You think they're heading over? But they're in Geneva already. They met with Grossi today. The foreign minister and the deputy met with Grossi for the IAEA. They're in Geneva already. So who the heck is on there? Interesting. Wonder where the hell that's heading. Iran 7. I'm going to look this up for a second. I know they met with Grossi in Geneva. And yeah, they're rehashing what Rubio said in Munich. See, right here. They're already there. It's right here. Iran holds nuclear talks with IAEA ahead of U.S. negotiations in Geneva. The foreign minister met with Rafael Grossi on Monday. Look at this shit. Including centrifuge limits. I ain't buying it. I am not buying it at all. So that makes me wonder, who's on that? They already got their people in Geneva. Is that heading toward Russia? Who knows? Who knows? But they already have their personnel in Geneva. I'm gonna keep an eye on that till I have my meeting. I'm curious to see where this is. This is going north. You know what north lies? Russia. And this is usually the flight path they take when they're going to Russia. Are they meeting with Putin? Somebody else? Maybe the president of Iran is taking a trip to visit Putin? Who knows? What is this? I thought that was Russia. It's not. Slovakia. The Russian plane was down here heading, there it is. That's heading to who's in here? Abu Dhabi. It's another area to keep an eye on. Yemen. Look at all the tankers, though. My gosh. And you said one landed, right? Of course Iran's going to stall. They're going to try to prolong this as long as they can. Like they always do. So really, other than that, there's really not much going on. It's all about tomorrow, really. And then we'll hear what came out from it. I'm just going to see if there's anything else. I'm not expecting much. They see that. I don't even want to go there. The propaganda. It's bad. It really is bad. And I won't play a role in their propaganda. This is 36 seconds ago, Iran International. Iran's deputy parliament speaker, this is another bunch, says Tehran is willing to engage in talks but does not trust Washington. So what the hell? There's no trust on both sides. Oh, nice. Iranian parliament member tore up pictures of some Western leaders during the opening session of parliament after saying the blessed image of Iran's Supreme Ali Khamenei was insulted. Oh, go screw yourself. There's still stuff going on in Germany. There was some kind of in Cologne, Germany, the city's annual Rosenmontag carnival celebrations, where satirical and political themes are often featured in elaborate floats. Well, they had some here. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's a little much. Yes. India aims to prevent its waters from being used for ship-to-ship transfers that can hide the origin of oil cargoes. That happens a lot, actually. 3 tankers were seized. Oh boy. See, this is also thousands of messages sent to Iran International from Iranians inside the country urge U.S. President Donald Trump not to negotiate with the Islamic Republic, warning that nuclear talks would legitimize repression and betray protesters killed by security forces. Iranian Teachers Union called on Monday for a nationwide school shutdown on February 18th as a day of mourning and protest over the killing of school students during the unrest. Let me just see what this says.
Okay? These people make policy. I mean, we have to understand that Iran ultimately is governed, and its decisions are governed by Shia clerics, radical Shia clerics, okay? These people make policy decisions on the basis of pure theology. That's how they make their decisions. So it's hard to do a deal with Iran. We've always said it's hard, but we're going to try. That's what the president is trying. I'm not going to prejudge those talks. I'm certainly not going to negotiate with Iran here in front of the press and on the stage. Our negotiators are on their way there now. They'll have meetings. We'll see what happens. We're hopeful there's a deal. The president always prefers peaceful outcomes and negotiated outcomes to things. He's a president that's shown his willingness to talk to anyone and meet with anyone. And I think if there's an opportunity here to diplomatically reach an agreement that addresses the things we're concerned about, we will be very open and welcoming to that. But I don't want to overstate it either. It's going to be hard. I mean, we're dealing, it's been very difficult for anyone to do real deals with Iran because we're dealing with radical Shia clerics who are making theological decisions, not geopolitical ones. But let's see what happens. I hope it works out. We all hope it works out. I mean, we have to...
I'm going to tell you, you are listening and you see him. He is a serious contender for 2028. And, I mean, I'm not trying to spin this into a political thing, but he is definitely rising to the top based on how he conducts himself, how he speaks, his experience. It shows. Regardless if you're, Democrat, Republican, Independent, I'm just saying, this man is a serious contender for 2028. I know other people feel J.D. Vance. Rubio is legit. Legit. It's hard to say that he's not. The way he speaks and presents himself, always controlled, that demeanor that he has. And he does have the respect. Not just here, but in the international community. I'm just saying, he is definitely legit. Oh, God. Iranian lawmaker on Monday called for the foreign minister to expel Germany's ambassador in Tehran over a large rally by Iranians in Munich and urged action against other European countries that allowed similar gatherings. Expel the German ambassador and charge the affairs so they do not repeat such mistakes next time. See, this has to stop. He also pointed to the European countries more broadly over rallies by Iranians abroad. What? It's called freedom to rally, unlike what you do to your people in your country. Wait, Germany's going to stop the rallies? All the other countries are going to stop their rallies from happening because you want them to? No, it's about choice. It's about freedom. That's the difference. That's the difference. Oh, so now you're going to get all huffy-puffy and expel them because they had these rallies in their countries. Well, that's what freedom is. What do you want them to do? Do what they did over there like you did in Iran and shoot them all? And hunt them down? House to house? In hospitals? Wounded? It's so sick. It is sick. It really is. A court in Iran has issued death sentences to 14 protesters who took part in the recent unrest, holding the proceedings online, sources familiar with the matter told Iran International. The virtual sessions were convened by Judge Salavati, head of Branch 15 of Iran's Revolutionary Court. They said that Salavati heard cases in groups of 14 defendants at the same time. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. It is the calm before the storm, Smokey. I agree. Prayers matter. They do. For those of us that of faith. Uncle Tank is laying low today. He's just like, I'm not getting in the middle of anything that's going on in chat right now. I don't know. I'm just looking up stuff, so. Pretty much the things I'm seeing is stuff I've already mentioned. God. Give me a break. Really? Give me a break? It's almost embarrassing. There's no sound? I guess not. Look at him. Like, you can trust them? Seriously, please stop it. They embarrassed themselves. Now they want to hold talks with the IAEA? Really? Because they know. Desperate. Desperate. Now they want to hold talks with the IAEA? Of course. Now. Why don't you tell them, I mean, if he wants to be honest, Grossi, why don't you tell him how Iran has defied inspectors and the IAEA in general up to that meeting that they just shook hands? Give me a break. The hypocrisy is sick. It's sickening. It really is. It makes you sick. Ugh. In preparation for important negotiations scheduled for tomorrow in Geneva. Sickening. So Iran and the United States will hold negotiations on Tuesday at Oman's embassy in Switzerland. That's what they're saying here. This is coming from John Hoven.
It's 33 degrees
Alexa, stop.
right now.
There's only one thing the Ayatollahs in Iran understand, and that's strength. And in the Middle East, there's an old saying, bet on the strong horse. And President Trump and the United States are on the strong horse, the North Dakota Republican told Fox News.
The Knicks have upcoming
Alexa,
home
stop,
games against
stop.
the Pistons.
He described Iran's ruling system as the largest exporter of terrorism in the world that oppresses Iranians and support groups like Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis. Quote, this is the kind of oppressive regime that the people of Iran are suffering under right now. Okay, now the rest is getting old. So there really isn't much coming out. Except I should just try to see what the other side is saying. I'm just curious. I'm surprised they're putting this out there. I'm actually surprised that. Oh, this is actually more. They're talking about the economic deal. Potential energy, mining, and aircraft deals on tables in talks with the United States. Like they're going to bribe the United States. And the president did say this a couple days ago. If I were the supreme leader of Iran, I would be afraid to sleep in the same place for too long. I would reveal his location live on air, but that would be a bit stupid of me. Instead of wasting enormous resources on long bomber flights, I decided to concentrate aircraft carriers in the region. Don't buy that too much. To be prepared for any scenario in which no deal is reached. Well, the bombers will be playing a role too. And then, this is another outlet, but it's not regime. One, I think they know their choices. This is looking at the regime's possible choices. There are three. Surrender everything, get sanctions removed, and survive. Be humiliated by U.S. strikes again, say goodbye to 47 years of your nuclear program, no sanctions relief, no bargaining chips. Or three, fight back and lose absolutely everything, be crippled for life, revolution reignites. Those are pretty much their choices. That is true. Those are their choices. Practically speaking. Now, a lot can result in the region, casualties, Israel, but I see that being practical. Surrender everything, zero enrichment, missile program, proxies, release all the people that are detained. Possibly the regime somehow survives. I don't think the Iranian people will go for that. That's one. Hit by U.S. strikes, say goodbye to 47 years, no sanction relief, no bargaining chips, done. They have nothing on the table. It's not in their hands. Fight back and lose everything. Be crippled for life. Revolution reignites. That makes sense to me. It does. X is banned in Iran, so it's against the Islamic law for a politician to use it. Matter of fact, it's X's duty to ban any account that Iran lists as a location, because they removed the verification badges removed from Iranian officials on X. So basically, that's as much as what's coming out. There's not much more. Tomorrow's the waiting game. It's coming soon. It is coming. I truly believe that. I do. And remember, even Netanyahu said, you can make your nuclear deal. Go ahead. That's in your personal interest for the United States to make a deal with them. Go ahead. But we have to do what's good for us. And if we feel there's a threat by their ballistic missile program, we're going after it. And the president allegedly gave him the green light. Do what you got to do. That's the word. I can't confirm it, but that seems to be the messaging that was going on. Yes, Smokey, we spoke about the F-35s being moved. Yeah, no one knows the day or the hour. It's all speculation. For all we know, it could happen tonight. It could happen next weekend. It could happen 2 weeks from now. And who knows? But I think at this point, we know negotiations are not going to go anywhere, I would think. Common sense tells me that. So what's the alternative? by some, I mean, he even said the best thing that could happen is regime change in Iran. So how does the regime stay intact regardless of deals being made? Is part of it they must leave? Like Maduro? You got to get out? I mean, what's on the table? So I think it's going down soon. I do. Because I can't see a deal being made. I just can't. Maybe some of you are more optimistic than I am. I don't see a deal being made here. I just don't. Delay, yes. For whatever reason. That I see possible. Believe it or not, I still see it possible. Oh, we had a productive meeting. We're scheduling another meeting for next week. I could actually see that shit happening. Would I be surprised? No, not at this point. I hope it doesn't happen because how much are you going to delay? Delay. Now, they might do it intentionally because the carrier is not there yet. And if Iran figures there's no more deal, they may do something stupid. And the carrier is not there yet. So they may even try to delay it one more week from our perspective, so the carrier has time to get there in place. So then when that other meeting comes next week, then it's a done deal. But next week is also the State of the Union. The Olympics will be over at the end of the weekend. Not that I think that really has anything to do with it, but you never know. I don't know. Third cup of coffee already? I had one out of my beautiful mug. Third cup? You guys are too much with the coffee because I am too. I got my... See, today when I go out, because I am going out, I have to go shopping. And I'm not going to do TMI, too much information. Every time I go walking in the snow, I need a new pair of Crocs. It's not like I'm stepping in deep snow, but there's still snow on the ground. I have to buy a new pair. And I'm going to definitely... I don't know if I want Monster or more Red... I didn't get Red Bull. I got some bootleg stuff. I'm going to go and see if I can sign. Let me ask you guys this question. What the hell was that? Did you guys hear that bang? Right outside my door. I'm telling you, the IRGC guys are landing on top of my house. They come trying to get me. I shouldn't even joke like that. I heard a big sound just now outside this door. There's still so much snow out there. It's disgusting. There's still so much snow on the ground. It's disgusting. Tired of it. Bring spring. Yeah, deal with this regime is never going to happen. Go ahead. Go to work, Amol. No, Bill, I shield that. Yeah, the light. Yeah, but believe me, that's because it's so bright with all the snow on the ground. There's still a lot of snow that has to melt out there. It's sickening. I actually got to charge up my rings. I have a meeting soon, so I'm sure Tusi will go live again because he was talking about Starmer. He'll be live again talking about... There's really not much to talk about right now. It's the waiting game for tomorrow. Oh my God. I mean, look at it out there. Ill. Look at it. Ill. Look how much snow is still out there. I'm telling you. There's a lot of melting that still has to go on. A lot. It's like, I can't wait to see spring where everything's turning green again. I can't wait to see my lawn. Anything. Then this depression, looking outside. Oh my God. It's ridiculous. It really is. It's freaking ridiculous. I mean, oh my God, look at those icicles. I gotta buy pellets soon for my smoker. Look at it. That is horrific. That, yeah. Ew. I heard another sound. Alexa, what's the temperature?
It's 32 degrees right now with a high of 42 and low of 32 for the day.
That could be snow sliding off the roof and falling. The gazebo's clear, which is great. I built that last year by myself. Can you believe it? Can you imagine that? You know how difficult it was me to put that together by myself? This gazebo, it's all lit up. That was not easy by myself to put that up. I built that pool by myself too. Underground piping that goes to the pump, electric that goes around the entire house. It was inspected. They couldn't believe it. The town couldn't believe how I built that pool by myself. They couldn't believe it. Because everything has to be inspected to code. That was years ago. That was like 5-6 years ago already. I already changed my liner once. Because the liner that came with it was garbage. So I bought a nice the thickest liner you could buy. That was like rebuilding the pool from scratch. Other than the walls. It was crazy. I did my laundry yesterday, thank gosh. Been there, done that, Candace? So yeah, basically now we just wait to see what happens tomorrow. My banner comes Thursday. That will be hanging behind me right there where that UFO thing is. I'm actually going to take that down. I'm not too crazy about that, but let me just get rid of all these photos from earlier. And Mark will be starting his show soon. Can't wait for that. I don't know. These are downloaded videos. Anyway, this banner is going up behind me by Thursday or Friday, the latest. Depends what time it gets here. Right there. That's going right behind me on that door. It's a 20 by 30 inch banner. So that will be up by end of week. Right there. A lot of snow melting in the PA. Well, I hope you bring that this way. Please, bring that this way. So, yeah, that'll be up by the end of the week. Hopefully. And I might design, because you know how you can customize gear. I might do a cap with both the Israeli and the Lion and Sun flag. I'm thinking about creating merchandise for me, not to sell. For me, I'm not in the field of merchandise. Now you guys have like Amazon and all those stuff. You can customize. You can make stuff, and it's really not that expensive. But I don't, it has to be something that's legible, that can look good on a cap. You know what I mean? Uncle Tank is ready for spring. I have a feeder in the backyard. A lot of Blue Jays and Cardinals. It's a beautiful thing. Yes, Cyrus the Great. And that's why I wrote that song. I should play it before I leave, because I'm going to get off soon. I got things to do. But there's multiple versions. Yeah, I showed the video earlier with the drill, Smokey. It is ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Flying in helicopters. You know how quickly they'd be shot down while they're in the air like that? Oh my gosh. It's laughable. It really is. Hold on. Ebb and flow. No. Pulling and push. That's not the right version. That's Together We Stand. Those are the newer ones. I'm still experimenting with music. Those are not passing my test. Amol is a hater of my music in chat, so expect it. Though 99% like the music, you know what I'm saying? He's the only one. He trolls me over my music. He's a complete friend who's a hater on my music. You love the outdoors too? Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I saw that. There's questions about his health. The Turkish president canceling the visit to the UAE. There's questions that he may not be well. That he's dealing with some medical issue. I saw that. He's a good friend, though. I know him for over a decade. What was the name? It's not Peace at Last. We Stand Together? I think he went to work. Oh, John says he's not well. He knows that. I don't know what this weird clip is. What the fuck is this? Now that should not go off. Oh yeah, with the little box. This is just like one of those things. Paranormal. See? It detects movement. See? So if I put this in the room and this thing picks up any kind of movement in the room, something ain't right. Now I'm boxing it in, so this should be like on the table over there. I know it goes crazy. That's why Alexa, brighten living room light. Hold on. REM range. Temperature. If there's this thing did something weird. Come near me. Yeah, that's that weird clip. It went off like out of nowhere. I was like, what the hell is going on? By the way, like, I'm an outdoors person, like Uncle Tank. And this was last year. And as I was warming up, because I am a badass wiffle ball player. I'll take anybody on. And I've lost more weight since this. This is right next door to my house. And I played my neighbor in wiffle ball. With a box. So that's far. And we play with a box, balls and strikes. It's not swings. And I am a great pitcher. I was a great pitcher in my youth. I could throw 90 a hard ball. So can you imagine me with a wiffle ball? Forget it. And it's taped up. And my neighbor's an amateur baseball player. And I pulled a muscle. Hold on. Watch this blast. This is a blast. A blast. So I can still do my thing. This was last summer. No, he thinks that's foul. He was winning 6-2 until I wanted that. But the next one I get.
I just want to bang into the trees. That's where I'm going. At least it'll bring the game closer. There we go. Boom, another drive.
Look at that shot. That was a shot. Line drive shot. Home run. So I love my outdoor activities. The problem is who will get on board after him. They're saying the Grey Wolves political private. Petros knows about these people. Wow. You're talking about Turkey? And like I said, that's nothing. Like when I'm pitching, you have nothing, you have no idea what to expect with me. You are in trouble. The way I pulled a muscle before I started when I was warming up. But I can hit that box with precision. Look at that, look how I'm pitching there. I can throw the ball 7 different ways. So you better be ready when I come after you. You just better be ready.
This is us, right here, on the court.
And he's an amateur baseball player.
Oh, wow, what a great pitch. Man on first, right?
So I can definitely bring it to the box. Oh, shit. What is that now? Oh, shit. Oil delivery. Good luck. I feel sorry for him. He's got to walk in the snow. That's a $700 delivery right now. That's a $700 delivery. Guaranteed. It's going to be insane. At least. It's ka-ching moment out there right now. They're delivering heating oil. Thank God it's as low as it is right now. Otherwise, it could be 1,000. Yes, I'm lefty. Left-handed. Yeah, heating oil's here. Delivering my oil. Go to work, Amal. Or are you off today for President's Day? Yeah, heating oil. I'm probably going to need like 150 gallons at maybe 200. I don't even know. Because it's been very cold here, so the heat's been constant. Even with the wood stove. Uh-oh, they put something out. Let's see what they're doing now. It just came out. What are they saying now? Oh. They're showing the video. The Navy carried out live fire exercises in the Strait of Hormuz. Let's download this video. Let's see what the freak they're showing now. Let's see. Oh shit. What did I just do? open up another folder.
ساعتی پیش مرحله اصلی رزمایش کنترل هوشمند نیروی در سپاه پاسداران انقلاب اسلامی بر تنگه هرمز، خلیج فارس و دریای عمان آغاز شده. ما در حال اعزام به منطقه رزمایش هستیم. انشالله تا ساعتی در بخش خبری 21 جزئیات مراحل این رزمایش راهبردی رو به سمع و نظر شما مردم ایران خواهیم رسوند. یونس شاهدو، خبرنگار نظامی خبرگزاری صدا و سیما، منطقه عمومی رزمایش نیروی در سپاه پاسداران انقلاب اسلامی تنگه هرمز.
It's Mr. Potato Head. Terribly done. Oh, God. Give me a break. Give me a break. Right? How dramatic? No more Mr. Potato Head. I love when Tusi says that. Look, it's Potato Head. Yes, 90%, you're right. At least. Despise the regime. Yeah. I totally agree. Mafia. U.S. Iranian officials set for new negotiations aimed at preventing war. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It really is. It's freaking ridiculous. I mean, they believe the shit they shovel. That's the scary part. They actually believe the shit they're shoveling. They're so delusional. They actually believe in that. Do you know how fast they're going to get hit? They better hope their little boats are all out, because they're going to hit their ports. They're going to hit them right where they sit. They better hope they have these fast-moving boats at sea, because they're just going to get totally decimated. Totally. That drone carrier, that's a cargo ship, makeshift, that's going down immediately. They talk about the Lincoln being a sitting target. They are sitting targets. The one thing you gotta be cautious of is their subs. That would be the one thing. Yeah, they won't have no time to get anything out. It's gonna hit. Uh-oh, now I'm afraid to go outside and look at that bill. There's a person at the door. There's some wildfires going on in Florida. Yep. He's leaving now. Ring doorbell, just picked him up. I'm going outside to get scared at the bill. Let there be light. Oh boy, here we go. Time for the heart to flutter, whatever. Oh my God! $900. $867 for 200 gallons of oil. I knew it. I said 7. I was wrong by 200. $867. So 200 gallons at $900. What's the math on per gallon? 2 and change? Oh my God! Ooh. Let me see what that comes down to. Calculator. But see, winters, I'll probably get one more delivery before it starts to get warm again. This is what happens in the winter. Wow. Actually, it's $4.36 per gallon for heating oil. Gasoline is different than heating oil. It's more expensive. So you might hear that gas is whatever price it is. When it comes to heating oil, it's more money. Now, could you imagine if shit hits the fan and the global oil market goes up? I am toast. My bill's going to be over $1,000 easy for heating oil. That's not good. $4.33 per gallon. It was cheaper last month. It was actually below 4. It went up. That's not good. So they're kind of reacting a little bit. That's crazy. That is freaking sick. What did I do with the receipt? Oh my God. Anyway, I'm not worried about it. I just got to pay it. You see gaps around the door? Well, actually, the door's not fully closed right now. I didn't push it closed. Yeah, there's a gap there. I see it. Believe me, the wood stove is right here. That's not going to affect it too much. The wood stove is right there. And plus the thermostat for the house is on the other side of the house that controls the temperature for the entire house. So it doesn't really have any effect in here as far as actual temperature for the entire house. It's crazy. Oil, that is black gold. I have a wood stove. I gotta add wood. It's going out. You can try to compensate as much as you can, but when it comes down to it, I actually have to relight it. This is called a fat wood. So yeah, it's just part of living up north. But the wood stove is here. It should get going really quick. Right. There. There's the wood stove. This does a good job heating up the room, I'll tell you that. But you gotta remember, the temperatures here were below 32 for over a month. We had a very bad cold. For those that live around here know that. It's been very cold. It's been a cold winter. So that's not helping. We reached above 32 for the first time last week after over a month. That keeps the heat going constant. It's so cold. At night it was -5, -10. It's hard. It's hard to maintain. So yeah. You thought you were heating. So, you know, but now, like I said, this is the tough season part of the year. Once I hit March, then I don't pay for oil all summer. I don't get another delivery till that oil, once it's full, it's 250 gallons. Once it's full by April, I won't get another oil delivery till October. So this is the tough time with the bills. This is the tough time right now. This heats up. This room is 35 by 35 feet. Warms the entire room up like that. So it does an adequate job. Same here in PA. I've had to keep barns and stables and coops heated all winter this year. So see, the people that live up here know the deal. It's been a really cold winter. That's really cool what you do, Marcus. Like right now with oil, I'm 1,600 in the hole. After this delivery, I'm in the hole 1,600. So I'll catch up in time. Because they know I've been dealing with this company. They know I'm good for the, the money eventually will get paid. It's not going to get paid all at once. 500 at a shot. But by May, I'll get rid of the bill. But I know there's going to be another delivery in March like that coming. So I have to keep, Oh my God. It's tough. And on top of that, they raised insurance for the house, the car. I'm paying $2,000 more a year for that. I just transitioned to a new job. This is true. I wasn't getting paid for 8 months. I was doing it. It was my choice. And that hurt financially big time. The debt. Oh my God. Not good. So, we all go through struggles. I'm in the middle of a big one right now. I just started a new thing where I finally got funds after 9 months. After 9 months. Can you imagine? That's why I got to catch up to all these bills. It's not fucking easy, but I'll get there. Meanwhile, everything else went up too, so I have to compensate for all the other costs going up. It's not easy. Anyway, I'm just gonna stop crying now. KGRA is not part of the equation anymore. It is a blessing. You know, even though despite what we go through, Mom and I donate clothing, food to the pantries. Despite it all, we still find a way to donate. I have another box ready to go. Right there. Which I should do today. Another box ready. I gotta finish packing it. But it's funny you say that. Alright, this box. Gotta go. This is a box that's going out soon. To the pantry. Another box. It's got mac and cheese boxes, pasta, canned foods, brown rice. I got all kinds of stuff in here for them. Split pea. This has to go. They don't have the pantries open every day. So I've got to. This box is pretty packed with food. There's not much more I can put in this box, but it's heavy. It's a lot of food in here. But that's another. It's once a week, at least. The pantry boxes go out. Oh. All for a good cause. For sure. For a good cause. Like, there's people out there that are a lot less fortunate. That need help. You know? Yeah. There's a lot of pasta in there. There is. There is a lot of pasta in there. Another tanker coming from England. Yeah, they're doing a lot of refueling. I've been running this rescue for 6 years alone. Wow. God bless all the people that help. That's why I said at some point there's gonna come a time where if the funds go to a proper source, we can help the people of Iran rebuild, because they're gonna go through a lot. But there's so many places all around the world, including in the United States. You'll never meet them, but it's gonna go to a good cause. That's like Christmas. We buy toys and we bring it to the church or whatever, and they distribute it. Same thing. Someone's going to be happy on Christmas morning. You'll never know them, you'll never see them, but you're making someone happy. It's a beautiful thing. It really is. So, you know, I think it's a positive thing for your soul. I gotta get off soon because I actually have a meeting soon. It's probably worse in Iran than people imagine. Of course, it's gotta be. And you gotta remember, the economy is completely in ruins. Their infrastructure, water, food, irrigating their farms, lack of water. Just so much. It's going to take time for these people. Despite the regime, just the conditions in Iran. That's like similar to, I'm not trying to compare, but Gaza rebuild, that's going to take a long time to rebuild Gaza for the over 2 million people that live there. That's absolute rubble. It's going to take a long time to rebuild it. So, I mean, you could look at different places all over. Good morning, Mr. Soriano. You contacted Glenn Beck suggesting to set up post-revolution humanitarian APAC. That's what we need. I got hurt the other day too. See my black and blue? I take medication though. That is what we need. Where the money goes to, I mean, like every cent goes to the cause, where it's not corrupted. That's the key. Trying to find a valid agency, organization where you know that the money's going to the cause and not in somebody's pocket. That's the problem. That is the problem. I will probably be available later, but I got a lot of things to take care of today. Yes, with their reach, they can definitely help raise a lot of money. I totally agree. Wait, Dave. Everything helps. Everything helps. As long as it goes to a viable organization that it's going to the people. That's the key. You know? That is the key.